On a normal day, if you were to ask me about the do's and don'ts of multi-level marketing, I would just tell you don't, period. But this is not a normal day. Hi, I'm Sarah. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about my journey to sustainable health and meaningful success. If you're coming back and you've already subscribed, welcome back. Y'all are my people and I love you so much. If you've recently subscribed, welcome to the squad. We're glad to have you. And if you're new, I hope you consider subscribing by the end of this video. I'm trying to reach 1,000 by September, 1,000 subscribers. And I know that that's a really lofty goal, but if you want to be a part of the OG 1,000, hit the subscribe button and we'll have a good time. Anyway, like I said in the intro, I'm normally an anti-MLM channel, but today I just wanted to make a video for the people who really are convinced that multi-level marketing is for them. They really want to give this a shot. I just want to give my top 5 do's and don'ts for ethical multi-level marketing. I did multi-level marketing for 2.5 years in a business called Amway, in a subgroup called LTD. I have a whole playlist on my channel that kind of describes why I am anti-MLM, and especially why my experience was very much a cult. So, I have very strong opinions about multi-level marketing. However, I do know that there is a legitimate way to do multi-level marketing. So this isn't quite a success, like how to succeed at multi-level marketing, because I didn't make any money in multi-level marketing. So I don't have that qualification to be able to give you that advice. However, these are the top do's and don'ts for ethical multi-level marketing, so that you don't become some sort of like a social pariah and alienate your friends and family and be hated on the internet and not actually make money and scam people and feel really bad about yourself. Like these are the tips to not do that, okay? So, number 1, do understand why people hate MLMs. Like actually. So number 1, fully research the company and the products before you join. Don't give anybody money to invest in a business to start selling products if you don't actually know what the products are or if you even like them. Do your research. Understand, what the product is and see if you even like it before you start selling it. Number 2, read the income disclosures and make sure that you fully understand the general outlook of the people who are sales reps for these companies. And if the company does not offer an income disclosure, that's a huge red flag. Just fully understand the income projections and make sure that you are fully up to speed as to what you can expect to make when you join this multi-level marketing company. And number 3 under this point is to watch a variety of anti-MLM content, especially from people who were in the company that you're thinking about joining. So, for instance, some people who were in Monat, they have extreme stories about what the culture was in that group and what the expectations were for selling. I was in Amway, and there are particular subgroups, including the one that I was in, that are straight up like bite model kind of cults. And so you want to know not just multi-level marketing as a whole, but what the specific company that you're thinking about joining, because there's very specific reasons why people are against that specific company in addition to just the general multi-level marketing industry. With the anti-MLM community, multi-level marketers tend to just kind of write it off as like, oh, these are just people who failed. These are just people who don't want to put in the effort. They just don't make the cut. They just don't have the ambition. And that's not the case. For a lot of people, that's just not the case. This is so much more than just like a negative Yelp review or something. Like, this isn't just, oh, I ordered this product and I was disappointed. Like, there are some very deep reasons and very, like, across the board reasons for why people are against multi-level marketing. And if you're going to be a business owner, you owe it to yourself to not just make decisions based on the information that your potential upline or your potential team is giving you, but to also do your due diligence in researching and fully understanding the opposition before you join. The second thing that I would say is to do not recruit a downline. This is probably kind of controversial. Do not recruit a downline until you are profiting in product sales. The reason for this is a lot of multi-level marketing companies say that they're not a pyramid scheme. And the reason for that is pyramid schemes are illegal and pyramid schemes don't offer products or services. And because we offer products and services, we are a legitimate business. And while that is true, and just because pyramid schemes are illegal, they have to be caught first. So just because you're in a fully functioning company doesn't necessarily mean that they're not doing shady stuff, and doesn't mean that they might not later be exposed for illegal operations. So that's that on that. But there could be fully operational and fully legal companies who sell products, but there can also be teams within those products who make all of their money on starter kit sales and the purchases of products from the business owners themselves rather than actual legitimate customer sales. So if you join a sales industry and you claim that it's not a pyramid scheme because you sell products and because anyone can make money even if they don't have a downline, you need to do that for yourself. You should not be recruiting and marketing this opportunity that you can make money from home and you don't have to recruit, or you can make money from home and these products are amazing, or we sell products and that's why it's not a pyramid scheme. You can't just recruit people telling them those things without actually turning a profit with product sales yourself. If you can't do it yourself, don't tell other people that they can do it because you haven't actually proven that to yourself. And if you think, well, I'm not a really natural born salesperson, so I'm just going to recruit people who maybe are salespeople, and that's how I'll make money. I'll just make money by building a team and I won't actually have to sell products. That doesn't cut it. That's exactly the nature of the pyramid scheme. If you are not making a profit by product sales, you're one of the bad guys. You're one of the people that the anti-MLM community is really against because you are making profit off of recruiting people and selling them a dream instead of actually selling making legitimate product sales to legitimate customers. So yeah, if you're going to be in a legitimate business or have a legitimate business and sell legitimate products to legitimate customers, you have to do that. And you have to turn a profit before you can tell anybody or build a downline and sell the dream to anyone else that they can make money. Make money first. Otherwise, just cut your losses and, take the hit and say, you know what, I bought this starter kit and turns out I suck at sales. So I'm going to take the L on this one, but at least I didn't tell other people that they can make money and have them all lose out money for my own profit. And, at least I didn't trick other people into that. I'll just, take the hit, acknowledge that I'm not a good salesperson and move on with my life without affecting other people. But if you're not going to do that, then you're doing some shady shit. And you should not do that. Number 3, and this is just my personal opinion, do have a separate social media page for your business and for your product sales. And I say this for 2 reasons. Number 1, it gives your friends and family an option to follow your business activity without having to cut you off as a friend. If they don't want to support your multi-level marketing business, or they don't even really want to be spammed on their page with all of your product stuff, then
having a separate page allows them to still be friends with you and still have that connection with you, but not be on your page. And I think that that's perfectly reasonable. If you're going to sell products for anybody else, or if you are going to make your own business page, then you can operate that as a full business rather than making it seem like you're just spamming your family and friends and like just kind of shilling your products to the people that you're already connected with. Like, build some credibility within your business and have a separate social media page. If your upline, like my upline, says, don't make any obvious social media posts that you're in a multi-level marketing company. Like, we don't really actually want to put all of that very plainly out there. That leads into my fourth tip, and that is, do not befriend anyone under false pretenses or use any form of trickery. This could mean literally any form of delaying giving the details about the opportunity. If you don't feel comfortable telling someone the name of your company or what products you sell or what your opportunity actually is in network marketing or multi-level marketing, then you are legitimately intentionally hiding information, and that is unethical. There's a difference between strategic marketing, which is like using phrases like money back guaranteed, or, we have a super, I don't even know. I'm not really good at marketing, actually. Hence why I sucked at multi-level marketing. But there's a definite difference between strategic marketing, where you are phrasing something a particular way because it sounds punchy, or you are using a particular font, or you're uploading a certain rate, or you're, making sure that you're uploading on your social media pages at a certain interval. All of that is like marketing. But then there's like a completely different tune to intentional deception. And withholding information or being very strategic in the way that you introduce that information because you don't want them to know too much too soon, sketchy. Not just sketchy, like that you're straight up scamming people. You're straight up scamming people. And I know that I straight up scammed people for 2.5 years, and I knew that in the back of my head, but I was also not willing to actually accept that. So I had a lot of denial about that because I didn't want to think that I was scamming people, but I knew that I was intentionally withholding information because I didn't want people to know things too much too fast. And secondly, I would advise that you do not play the long game to build rapport or a friendship or a trust with people that you're trying to recruit. I think the most heartbreaking thing that I have heard of people who were potentially being recruited in multi-level marketing is the fact that they thought that they were building a genuine friendship with someone. They thought that they were really jiving with someone and had a really good connection. And you were just hitting it on all fronts, just yes, we connect, we have a good time, we have banter. And then it turns out the only reason why the person was talking to them was because they wanted them to join their multi-level marketing thing. That sucks. That sucks. Don't play the long game. If you are in such a great opportunity and you have such great products and it is a financial opportunity that is hard to turn down, then you should have no, hesitation in sharing the information about that. And you should be proud of what you have to offer. So don't try to withhold that information, because obviously that's a clear indication that there is something to hide and that it's not all that it seems. Finally, my fifth thing is do compartmentalize. And this comes with a lot of things. Number one, make a reasonable schedule for you to work on your business that allows for other things to happen in your life. If you already have a full-time job and you have a husband and kids and you have like church or whatever you do as a hobby, find a way to make your business work in your lifestyle without making your life be your business. In Amway, we used to always say, my business is my life and my life is my business. And I didn't realize until later how destructive that really was in my life, because my business took over everything. It was literally everything that I had in my life. So when I left the business, my entire life crumbled. But I would just say that it is reasonable for you to make a set schedule or have certain boundaries that allow other things to happen in your life outside of the business. Because a financial opportunity should never be the only thing that you have going on in your life. In compartmentalizing, do keep religion and ministry as a separate thing from your financial opportunities. I don't know how much I really need to say about this. I've made videos about my personal experience with Amway with regards to this, but if you have a religious leaning or a ministry or charity or anything like that, to mix that up with a financial opportunity is just super sketchy. And you never want to lead people on in the idea that like they'll achieve salvation with joining your group, or that God is blessing them financially if they join your group. Like, there's a lot of promises that are not within a particular religion. I'm thinking specifically like Christianity, but I think that materialism and financial blessings and all of that can get really sketchy when you're trying to weave that into religion and salvation and just general spiritual practices. So I think that you can be a religious business owner without making your business part of your religion and making other people join your business so that they can be a part of your religion. It gets really sketchy when you try to mix those things. Keep your friendships outside of your business group. Make sure that you still have deep connections with people who are not necessarily on your team. I think it's really bogus that a lot of multi-level marketing groups tell you that if they're not for you or if they're not supporting you, then they're not really your friend. That's not at all the case. There are a lot of people who are against multi-level marketing for just strictly on their principles. They believe that it can be sketchy, it can be scammy, it can be culty, and it might have nothing to do with you or whether or not they love or support you. They might just really not want to do that, or they might just not like the products or not want to own a business, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not worthy to be your friend. It's especially important to keep that in mind because a very common cult tactic is to isolate people from their friends and family so that the only part of your socialization is within the group. And while I don't think that all multi-level marketing companies are cults, if you're in a multi-level marketing company that tells you to cut off people who are not in your business because they don't actually love you or support you, that is a tactic of cutting you off from any support outside of the group, and that is a big red flag that you're being recruited in a cult. So it's important to keep those friendships and connections outside of your business. Have quality time with your spouse, your children, or any other loved one that is really close to you. Make sure that you prioritize the time that you have with your loved ones and that you are not losing precious memories or precious time with the people you love simply because you are pursuing a financial opportunity. The biggest regret that I hear a lot of people in their multi-level marketing companies, like once they leave or if they've lost a lot of money in it, it's not necessarily the money that they lost, but it's the time with their loved ones. It's the precious early memories of raising their kids that they don't really have because their kids were always with babysitters because they didn't really set aside the time to actually spend quality time with their loved ones. And I think that's a really big bummer. So that's my suggestion in kind of keeping balance and compartmentalizing, making sure that you spend that time with your loved ones outside of your business time. Make healthy decisions regarding sleep, taking breaks, and just generally taking care of your mental health. What good is achieving all of the financial success if you, at the end, don't actually have the health or sanity or just wellness in general to be able to enjoy that lifestyle? So, while it is, grind time, while it is important that we keep on our goals and keep pushing forward, it's also important to identify if you need a break or identify if you just need to take some time to take care of yourself. I did not do that, and by the time I left my multi-level marketing company, I was 352 pounds at 5'5", so I was extremely obese, and I was losing hair. It was a whole mess. That's why there's a whole playlist on my channel. But yeah, I wasn't taking care of myself, and it got to a point where it was pretty detrimental. And finally, in compartmentalizing, maintain proper adult boundaries with people on your team and especially with your upline. It's one thing to have a mentor who can guide you through some of your business questions or your sales questions, your product questions, or even just general life stuff. It is important to be able to take advice from people that we trust. However, it's a whole other thing if your upline becomes somebody that has to approve every decision that you make in your life, or is giving you advice or telling you and like giving you direction on literally every aspect of your life, like what religious decisions you're making, what decisions you're making in your relationships, your romantic relationships, how you're raising your children, what area you live in, what car you drive, like what you're doing for like literally anything, when and where you can take your vacation, all of those things. Like if your upline starts dictating like how you should live your life as you're a grown-ass adult and somebody else is trying to tell you, like dictate to you everything that you should be doing, that is not a healthy boundary. So just maintain the proper boundary with yourself and your upline, and make sure that you're not letting yourself be completely dominated by somebody who claims to have your best interest at heart, but there's a lot of people who really are just looking for their own financial gain, and they don't care what that costs you in your life. So it's just important to make sure that you are the boss of your life and you are maintaining that control for yourself. If anything on this list seems outside of what you're being recruited into, that's a huge red flag. So if someone is telling you not to research anything anti-MLM or not do your research or not listen to negativity, that could be a huge sign of information control. In addition to if they're telling you not to tell other people what you're doing, that's a huge red flag as well. If they're telling you to recruit a downline, and they're emphasizing recruiting and building a team rather than actually selling the product, that's a huge red flag that you're in a pyramid scheme and that you're scamming people. If you are using your personal social media page, that's fine. It's just, I'm just suggesting that, if you don't want to alienate people or make people feel uncomfortable that your whole page now is just you trying to shill products, like, I think that you would have a better time in maintaining your relationships if you make it very clear that you have a business and that that's compartmentalized from your life. And it is important to keep compartmentalized. And if you can't keep compartmentalized and this thing is like taking over your entire life, it's very possible that you could be in a cult or be putting yourself in a situation where if you ever wanted to get out of that situation, it could be detrimental to a lot of other aspects of your life, not just financial. So it's important to keep that kind of boundary to yourself, or like for yourself. And if it seems practically impossible to maintain these ethical boundaries and succeed, it probably is. I think that's a lot of the case with not just multi-level marketing, but in a lot of industries. We see that the richest people are often the people who can be the slimiest and make the most cutthroat decisions. And unfortunately, a lot of people prioritize financial gain over just general decency and, ethical behavior. If you feel like you can't succeed while being ethical, then you're probably right. And that's something that you should really weigh in your decision to do multi-level marketing. That is why I am anti-MLM. However, the tips that I have presented to you today are things that honestly, I have a lot of people on my social media that are reps for a multi-level marketing company. They have separate pages. I even follow their multi-level marketing pages. Like, I want to see what they're up to. I want to see the products that they're selling, but they make it very evident and they're very upfront about it. And I've never felt like my friendship hinged on, my supporting their business. As I said in my intro, I generally say that you should avoid multi-level marketing. There are a lot of other ways to make money. There are a lot of entrepreneurial ways or even just career paths that you can take that would lead to a lot of fulfillment in your life. And generally with multi-level marketing, what I have seen is that they paint a picture that seems too good to be true. And when it seems too good to be true, it most often is. And it is very predatory on people who are vulnerable or who really desperately want to make a change in their life. And I think that that's why I would still advise that you don't do multi-level marketing. But if you insist and you just really want to make it work, I hope that you have heard all of the things that I have had to say. And yeah, make sure that you keep your character intact and that you keep your connections, your relationships intact, and prioritize real success, like genuine success. I talk about that all the time. Sustainable health and meaningful success. Make sure that money is not your ultimate goal. And if it is, and you just want to be cutthroat and you really don't care about anybody at all, and you just want to make that bag, and you really don't care about scamming people, and you will lie and cheat and steal just to make some coin, well, I hope you end up in prison. Anyway, that turned really dark, but I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this was helpful. I am working on a really big anti-MLM video that requires costume changes. So that's why I've kind of been a little bit slow in uploading, but I hope you stick with me because the effort. Anyway, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you later. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Okay, bye.